Yes.
Check, microphone check. 1, 2. We are live.
Yes.
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 Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
We're live, baby.
Are we?
Are we?
Yes.
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 All right. That was a good start. It's almost like we didn't rehearse that at all.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah. All right.
I was just sharing it, and I think you should too.
Yep. Go on. I'm on it. Yes. We are live. Dude, I'm a little bummed out. I had a shirt planned for this show. And it was dedicated. Let me give you the backstory. Well, no, we don't need to give you a backstory. That dude, Chad, that's donated to every show large lumps of money.
Yeah.
I had a shirt that literally said in huge block letters, "Yeah, Chad." And I was going to wear it, and I looked for it, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. So, Chad,
So you ruined the surprise
watching,
for next week.
No, it's gone. If it's not in my closet, it's gone.
Oh, so you've had that shirt prior to this?
Oh, I've had this shirt for like 6 or 7 years.
So there's another Chad.
Well, that's another funny story. Yes, there is another Chad, and that's what I call road bikers. So when you see a road cyclist, you go, "Yeah, Chad." You know, as an old mountain biker, you know, kind of frown upon the cyclists because they're not extreme.
Oof.
But that has nothing to do with the Chad that's been donating. That's awesome. It's a totally different Chad.
I'm sorry, not sorry if he just offended you.
Yeah, I inadvertently may have, but I'm sorry I didn't mean to. It's not where I was going with that.
Well, I'm just going to drop our old intro while we wait on Kyle Neary, all right?
All right.
So I just want to start off the show by hoping that I see my boy Justin Huglin in the comments section tonight. I am partaking in Huglin juice, hugged by a slim can Beach RC koozie that you can only get as preferred customers. We put them in your boxes when you spend lots of money for free. But anyway, cheers to you, Justin Huglin.
The Huglin Lager.
You White Claw drinking SOB, you.
You know, in our new products, I actually thought of him with our new products. So stay tuned.
Just not so much that you'll make him a block.
No, he might have to make up his own insert or something. He's gonna have to go rogue on that one.
Maybe if he just wraps a Beach RC koozie around it, it will fit right in a drink block.
Yeah. You could like epoxy it in or fill it with like puka shells and sand and put it in there. I don't know. You could figure something out. If he really wants it, you can do anything if you don't have no in your heart.
If you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yes.
Which I'm sure Justin Huglin can put his mind to it.
Oh, that's all he does is put his mind to things.
Well, what is up, guys? RC Aiden, what up? Facebook user that said, hey, what up? Dave Brown. Facebook user says, yo.
What up?
If you guys want your name to be seen, you got to join in the YouTube chat, I believe, is where we see the names. Is that right, Mr. DJ Bronze League?
Definitely, it'll show us there for sure.
Bitchin'. So, anyway.
What's up, Camden Lime? Thanks for the comment, dude. Appreciate that.
Chris Van Air, welcoming you to the 40+ club there, Chase.
Hey, thank you.
What up? Whoever said what up to me, what up? And whoever said just take a shot, okay, I will.
Without further ado, let's get Brent fired up.
Chase said I was a little drabby in our pre-show meetings, and I said, well, I got a liquor cabinet. Let's see what we can put together here. Oh,
Sick, man.
Kyle Majakis. When is Dixie going live? Probably next week. Finishing up some stuff right now. Glad to see you on here. I miss drinking beer with you. I hope to have a couple with you while you're in town. All right.
Right on. So what's going on? What have you been up to in the past 2 weeks since we've been on?
Well, there has been a lot going on. As you know, Wicked Weekend was what, 8-9 days ago. And so that was huge. We'll talk more about that shortly. And my family was out of town this past weekend, so I spent the weekend on the computer working in my office at home and doing like in between jobs on the computer, going back and forth, doing stuff around the house, trying to multitask. That's been kind of the story of my last couple weeks, that and just really crunching and trying to get everything done for RC Pro-Am coming up in a couple weeks. So
I think I need a new chair. Sorry.
No, all good.
It's losing its pressure. Like it needs more fluid in it. Because throughout the show, I'm just gonna be like,
I'm sure you got a Bud Light somewhere, that training fluid, and throw down in there. And
I definitely don't. But
interesting.
It was that way before any of the controversy. I was never a fan. Never
Yeah,
a fan
neither.
of the taste. I mean, they were good when they were. The only thing I like Bud Light for is when I ran out of beer. I know my friend Alan Bowen. He always has a case full of them. So yeah, I'd always go and sneak some of those from him.
So does T-Boss.
Yep. Mr. Lime.
But I know you had an interesting last weekend too. So, everybody on this show got a little bit older in the last couple of weeks. I know it was Robert's birthday, DJ Bronze League.
Yep, Thursday.
Chase Craft over here turning 40 and can now enter into the man's class.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Definitely excited for that. I just bring one car to the track, race 2 classes, dude. It's gonna be sick.
People don't understand. I go and run intermediate as my track time to run 40 plus.
Well, I'm going to say whatever class I'm doing shittier in, that's my track time class. Whatever race it is, that's what I'm going to say.
Most of my buddies are in the 40 plat, the guys that I bench race with and stuff, they're all in 40 plus. So for me, like there's bars that I'm trying to get up to or surpass. So
yeah.
Now you're one of them when I come out west.
Oh yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be fun, dude. I'm psyched. It's kind of screwing with my pit program right now because I'm gonna have to figure that out. My pit guy, he's in 40 plus right now, so we finally like got this team going. Like he's 40 plus, I'm intermediate. Every race goes unsaid. We're pitting for each other. Like it's just like and it's so nice when your program when you just have a freaking pit guy like guaranteed, and you're not like for one on the race day. Like it just makes your day so much better, dude. Yeah. So like it's almost like I finally made it, but I'm gonna lose my pit guy.
You're losing it. So you got to find another one.
Chaotic again,
You got to find another one. That's hilarious.
I know.
Hey, I will tell you, it's not any easier finding a pit guy just because you go to 40 plus. Because it's just another class people have to pit for. So it's almost like you just got to make sure you have a friend that's not running the classes that you run.
Well, it's going to be tough, dude. It's going to be tough because all of my friends either run intermediate or 40 plus. We're right there, So
yep.
I don't know. I guess it'll just be like roulette on who makes the mains or how we're stacked up in heats, or it's going to suck.
No, it's not.
We had it pretty cozy. We had it pretty cozy this whole season.
Change is good. Change is good. Stop being like this. I don't like it. Nothing sucks right now.
Okay, it's going to be a thorn that I must hone into a smooth butterfly.
I want to talk about this right here. This WRC lid would look sick on the wall. You're damn right it would. But I don't buy them.
Especially when a Billy Card's.
Billy Card, come on. Maybe I'll be able to bring in Cav soon, whatever. But hey, we take mail calls. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a mail call release video. I got a few things in. Unfortunately, I just haven't had time to do much, but and I love this comment right here. People should have been mad the first time they tasted it. So true.
That's right.
I hated Bud Light even before people hated Bud Light. So
yeah, me too. It was terrible. It's always been terrible.
So,
thanks, Keenan.
let's talk about Wicked Weekend, because that's the furthest back event from the last time that we had show. I know that the Tilted Worlds was this past weekend, but the weekend before Wicked Weekend, what was it like on your end of Wicked Weekend watching it? Because I know that Keenan, Danny Paz, and Lefty really, along with Dave's crew, Jacob, and all the guys that helped Dave put on Race Time, they really put on a great broadcast. Like, I'm talking the level that everyone wishes and now is probably going to start expecting.
Yeah, it was super good. And this race, I mean, this was the first race. I came down with a cold on like Friday or something like that. So I literally sat on my couch Saturday and Sunday and watched every minute of the race from 7 in the morning or whatever time it was, like literally the first guys out to the last runs of the day, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm what's crazy is I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of it, even though I was it was just so long. It was kind of long ago. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
trying to focus. I should have been taking notes. As a proper new to me RC journalist and being responsible for reporting on some of these things, I probably should start taking notes. And I don't know when the next time is I'll be able to actually sit and watch one of these things the whole damn time. But I did enjoy it. I was not bored. The broadcast was insane. I thought it was great.
They literally got every single person when they came off of their seating round to come down and get their picture taken so that they could use their face on the screen of all
That
classes.
was cool.
Yes.
That was
and
really cool.
what I like about that is it wasn't just focus on the pros.
Yes.
It made all the mains good, which brings me to a question that I'd love to see the people in the comments put, and I want to know your opinion on this. What is, in your mind, okay, everybody goes to the track when the pros are qualifying or when the pros are racing. That's just kind of a given. Everyone wants to see that race. But you just said that you spent most of the day, all day watching
all of
racing.
it, the whole damn day.
So now think about the in between. There's a race going on. It's Sunday. All Sunday is mains. What's the lowest main of what class that you want to try and catch? Like, if you were gonna just watch some racing, I mean, as
I
an
enjoyed them
enthusiast.
all. And sometimes the lower mains are the best ones.
Sure.
They're the most exciting. Where I mean, watching Johnson win, the Asian hobo, come up from like the double W main, like all the way through.
Yeah, he was a bump king.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
He definitely won the bump MVP of Wicked Weekend. And that was cool to watch. And getting, and a dude like that and Sportsman getting interviewed, like that's so rad, you know?
So, but I think my question, maybe I'll just ask it to the people and they can put it in the comments then, because I don't know if you really caught
this comment.
Which one?
Leo Moreno.
Oh yeah.
Send me a picture of these socks and I will send them to Robert and we will put them on the show the second that all comes through. Because I would like to see them. I didn't see them. I would love to see these socks.
Yeah. Leo, send us that picture. I saw it. I liked it today, but I think once Chase sees it, he'll understand. But anyway,
sorry.
Back to what I was trying to ask.
Squirrel.
Because I want to know. I want to know what people who tune in to watch, like, do you just try to find out when the pro mains are being, put up? Because in the grand scheme of things, when you see like J Concepts or when, any of the other companies that post races, they're really only posting the big races on their social media. They're only covering it themselves. But if it's on and the broadcast is good, what's the lowest main of the lowest or what class that you would actually try to make and watch? Because I mean, time's precious, and not very many people just sit around on Sunday and don't do anything at all. So
no, I mean,
if you had to pick,
maybe the Bs. I'm thinking Bs.
You start at the Bs.
Yeah, for the ones that are getting important,
At a 600 entry race, 600 plus entry, you start at the Bs. Because
yeah,
you do.
I would say so.
So for me, I'm a little bit further down. I'm Ds and Cs if I have the time, because in my opinion, the Ds and Cs and definitely the Bs are like A's and B's at most places. you see guys that are really talented in the Bs, and you see people that you think are going to just break out in the Cs.
Yeah, and the Cs. Yeah, I mean the Cs and Bs are typically guys that could be in the AMA, and they just probably didn't do that great in qualifying. You know, so that's where you. I mean, in the Cs, you see a lot of standout guys that did terrible at qualifying, and then they'll just
Sure.
mop everybody
Yeah.
in the Cs. You know, and then in the Bs, that's everybody that might have been a second off pace or had a crash or something like that in qualifying. And those are really good races in those because I mean a lot of guys typically do better in a main scenario than a qualifier. You know, they got more time to get in the zone and move up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you're right on that. So yeah, for sure. I think that to be watching that from afar and not be there, I think what I did watch back the car. So just a quick story. Me and Paco had left at 6:30, about an hour before hour or two before the pro main buggy started. We left after the pro truck, and it was a 6.5 hour ride home, and it was going to be 1:30. So we left to try to get home, and Paco has got the phone in his hand during this race, and the whole time he's like reading me off, who's in what place in the top 10. And I'm just driving the bus, it's freaking dark out, cruising down the interstate going 75. And at the very end of the race, I can't even imagine, I at the time I couldn't imagine what Keenan was like or what was going on the race broadcast. But Paco's losing it. He's like, oh my God, Dakota's, this close,
Yeah.
and blah, 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 and it was like, I was getting excited. And then at the very end, he's like, Dakota won. Because we weren't watching it. He didn't have the video. He's just watching the stream of the position. So we didn't get to see it. So when I got home at 1:30 in the morning, and I crawled into bed, I turned on my YouTube or my live RC. I went back and watched the last 10 minutes of that race. And what an incredible race. The minefield at that track, I got to experience it and race it. If you were good at that and not crash much, you gained a lot of time, but there was a couple of really tricky sections, like coming around that back left corner and hitting that big double by the bleachers. It didn't go straight. It went at an angle out away from you. So everyone early on was jumping in between the pipe because you thought it was jumping straight and it wasn't. But
Yeah, what a spot to put a jump like that. The farthest spot,
well, that's typical Bobby. Bobby does a lot of stuff like that. That's a I see that on almost all of Bobby's tracks. He's got some far feature. He's gotten a lot better since the first time I went to a track that he built back in, 13, 14. And this track was fun. The layout was good. The minefield was kind of a 50-50 kind of deal. It's kind of sucks, but was also kind of cool. Yeah, the racing was really good. I mean, the racing itself was really close and really good. So I thought
Yes.
it was a great event.
What's up, Joey Avellino? Yo. Yeah, no, I thought the track was sick, dude. The track was good. It looked like it held up really well. It looked like it had flow. It looked like it was fun. That minefield looked like it could be your best friend or your worst enemy,
Yeah.
And that's fine, if a track has something like that. I thought it was cool. I watched the whole damn thing, and I was on the edge of my seat and standing up for those pro mains. That was some wild stuff.
For sure. Donnie, the drone shots were cool, man. I think it was a little hard for a few people to grasp that thing flying in front of your face on the driver's stand. But that's actually Dave's son, Cooper, who flies it, and he did a phenomenal job. I thought he's really adding a nice, really nice element to a broadcast. I mean, Danny's killing it. Danny Paz is my guy. He started last year with us doing masters. He's been doing it for the Carpet Champs the last couple years. Lance, he does all of Lance's stuff. His coverage is immaculate. He's a very, very small show, and he's doing it all by himself, and it's awesome. But he's coming to RC Pro-Am. He's coming back to Masters. He's going to be doing the fall brawl for us. So I assume, and based on my conversations with him, we're going to get the same kind of broadcast for the RC Pro-Am in a couple weeks, and same kind of broadcast for Masters. And by the time he gets to Masters and to Fall Brawl, I even feel like it's going to be better, and maybe we're going to have some more elements ourselves to add and help him with, so that we can make it even bigger and better ourselves. So, but yeah, he's doing a kick-ass job.
Yeah, the broadcast was super sick. The drone was definitely a cool effect. I know it would have distracted me, that's for sure, but anything will distract me. I mean, I could feel that, like, if one shoe is tied tighter than the other when I'm driving on the stand or something. So, like, everything, like, distracts me and bugs me anyway. So I think it'll be cool. And for the first time it coming out, I think he did a really good job with it.
Yeah. And Keenan says that, to be fair, the numbers are the highest on the broadcast during the time of the pros, but that's obvious. I mean, I'm looking for the common fan. I want to know what the common fan is. What's, kind of what's the latest or the earliest you're watching main events.
Well, definitely, like, I watched it all day, and I was definitely scrolling down to see when these mains were coming up and kind of timing if I could go take a dump or eat some lunch or something like that and not miss anything. But yeah, the pro mains is where it's at. Intermediate mains were good. Sportsman mains were good. 40 plus mains, don't really remember those, but yeah, I had a great time watching it. It gave me something to do that weekend.
I personally had fast cars, and my problem is I don't get fast until my first main event, which is usually too late to get up into anything. Not as young as I once was, and I'm not as good as I once was, but I'll tell you, that track was fun to drive. Just to do it fast, you had to hit every mark.
Was it one of those layouts where you're like, man, I wish that we could drive on this again or keep driving on it or something like that?
Maybe. I mean, I think it's cool to just always say how cool that particular layout was. We're guilty of it at Beach RC. I mean, we only do a couple layouts a year now. We used to do 3 or 4. Now we do maybe 3, most of the time just 2. Well, 3 if you count the oval in between the races. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next one to try to learn. So I think a lot of people have to understand why practice is so important. It's because not everybody learns as fast as Ryan Mayfield and Dakota and Cole and all these, these fucking savants. They can go out there in one battery pack, and they can do it almost as fast the first time they go out as they can the last time. And we can't, it takes us time. We're just not like that. Most people aren't built like that. So I don't ever take a lot of pride or time in my practice, and that hurts me. But I have more fun than most people.
I have a thing where, like, I think I pull off way too early from practice when practice is going on, or don't, because I'm like, I'm good. I think I'm good, but I'm not really good. If I could get around the track, I'll be like, all right, I'm good. I'm not going to, wear out my car, wear out tires because I only brought a couple sets and I want to have my tires fresh for qualifying or something. I'll pull off and think I'm good, and I'm not good. Not good at all. But I think I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, if you think your car is that great, but the guys that are really trying to find the speed, their car's good on this set of tires. So let's go try it. We know it works good on this. So now we're going to go try this. And now we're going to go try that. It's, you've definitely got to be much more dedicated to that side of things.
Yeah. How was that comment, dude? I know you were in, like, race 2 on Saturday.
By the way, for all who knows what happened on Friday night, I made race 2 on Saturday.
I've seen that.
And I participated and did pretty well in race 2, all things considering, with all the Casamigos bottles that were laying around and Fireball bottles and 600 cans of Coors Light that we had. I feel like I did pretty damn good, and no tissues needed, Chris Van Air. So suck it, big boy. So tell me about, well, okay, let's talk just a little bit more about Wicked before we move on. I know, like, the buggy race was crazy for Dakota to win that thing in the minefield on the last lap after trying to run down Seth. Seth's stuff was amazing this weekend. That weekend he did an amazing job. It was good to see him back in the saddle and really pushing the limits. But that truck race, let's talk about that truck race. Jared Tebow, Jared Tebow, you had Fuller and Seth, and I think there was one more truck up there, but those three or four guys battling for like second and third spot, fourth and fifth, all on that last lap after 30 minutes. I mean, just beating on each other.
Pretty wild, dude. It was cool to see that many people in the hunt at the end. You know?
That's what I was thinking.
That's racing.
And to see the excitement of somebody like Tebow, who's really had kind of a rough go over the last 12 months, come off that driver's stand almost like he won his biggest race. I mean, he was so excited. And he should be. I mean, that race was just cool to watch. Fun. I mean, the crowd was going crazy, there at the arena. What was it like watching that? Like, how was the coverage on that? Because I did not go back and watch that.
It was superb. And I was on the edge of my seat. You know what would be cool? As if somehow they could capture the people around the track cheering for this stuff. That's like the next level. People capturing the people, rooting them on, cheerleading for their drivers. Maybe some pre-race, because there's always somebody hanging out on the fence before the race. Maybe get some what do you call them? What's the word I'm looking for?
Like packages built?
No. Like predictions, pre-race predictions from some of the people on the gate, hanging on the gates, waiting for the race.
Sure.
Sitting on the hay bales. Keenan goes, "Hey, dude, hello, Joe Blabbernouthy. Who do you think's got this race?"
Right.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. But yes, back to the race. The race was awesome. That is what racing should be. That was an exciting race.
We can't talk about that right now, Reese. Come back later. Hunter, what are you even talking about, dude? I went back and watched that entire thing. They'd never even touched in the minefield, if that's where you're talking about. They both flipped, and I mean, I might have missed what you're talking about, but they both flipped, and Dakota landed on his wheels, and Seth kind of didn't. So it's just kind of a 50-50 deal. That wasn't really cool. But yeah, the one thing we didn't talk about
I think if you come from that far behind and make it up, I mean, you kind of get a bye, even if you do tap the guy passing him.
You're not wrong.
You worked for that shit, and
11 seconds back to come up to that. You
should do anything and everything besides something absolutely freaking Days of Thunder or shit.
Yes.
Like get in there, get aggressive. You worked your ass off in that race, and you should be able to dive it in there last turn or 2 turns away, whatever.
Absolutely. I agree with you. If you're that far back, and I mean, most of those guys want to pass each other clean, but I didn't see anything happen that would have. Both of those are my guys. So let's just be 100% transparent. I saw nothing wrong with how that race went down. Seth blew it, unfortunately, and I love him. I thought that was going to be his race, and it was going to be his way to get back to the top and start feeling good again, which it still should be. But Dakota run him down, and Dakota beat him, and that's the facts. And that party, like Reese was saying, that party though, that party was freaking good. There probably was 100 people still there after midnight. Well, let's just say after 11 o'clock. So that was a basher, a good rager. Lots of fireball flowing out of fuel bottles, lots of fuel gun
fireworks.
Races.
Seen fireworks, dude.
So I heard about that after the fact. That might come out in another podcast or story or something. I don't know.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so many comments I can't even answer.
Who doesn't like fireworks? We're
gonna have to move forward. Casey said when the fuel sticks came out, the beach RC party, game over. Yeah, Shreddy Teddy. Oh my gosh, Teddy was all over it. All right,
Shreddy Teddy rules, man.
Let's talk about you. You turned 40.
I did, man.
Let's hear about it, because even though we met before the show, I was like, I don't want to talk about your party. I don't want to talk about your birthday. I want to talk about it on here. So I want to know, how did your 40th go down?
40th was rad, and I'm bittersweet to hit this milestone in my life. I don't really feel any different other than that I'm 40 now. But yeah, I woke up in the morning. The dirt was having a club race. So first thing I did was hopped in the van, grabbed a couple cold ones, hopped in the van. I didn't grab a couple cold ones before. Grabbed them before when I arrived. And got about halfway to the dirt. Somebody made a will call order. I was like, shit. Drove all the way back home, grabbed some shit for that guy. Got my way back to the dirt, and then proceeded to hang out with some of the dudes at the track and started filming and filmed some of the guys and hung out and have a couple cold ones, and then came back. I think that's all I had to do. And then I just kind of chilled at the house until the party. And then party came around. It was rad. We rented out a bar, had a live band, a lot of family and friends, old and new friends. And it was cool. It was a nice little, I would have to say, not romantic, but kind of close-knit hangout sesh with a live band and open bar, open food, really good food. And yeah, it was sick, dude. It was a fun night. And
Awesome.
I passed out in the car on the way home.
It wouldn't be a good party if you didn't.
No. So yeah, that was about it. That was my 40th party.
That's rad.
I
Well,
got a lot of good footage of the drivers. I'm stoked on that.
yeah, you were telling me a little something that you got little Frankie and
Little
some other
Frankie
stuff, so.
action, little Brendan LaRoe, little Adrian Ramos.
You spit out the Frankie one. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to I'll go check that stuff out.
Yeah, I mean that's like my second favorite hobby is filming the dudes out driving and making edits and putting them to tunes and stuff. You know, that's my other favorite pastime to do. So yeah, it was cool. I got some other footage that I need to work with and get that out. And
Wheeler wants to know.
No, Wheeler, absolutely not. If they did,
so
I
quick.
probably where I was at, I probably would have gone with it and been psyched. But
Yeah.
no, they didn't.
I would have loved to.
Yeah.
I would have paid for that video if that freaking came out.
No, it was cool, and the family surprised me. My son and my wife worked together behind the scenes and made a video, like a montage of my life from like being a little baby to me now. So it had like a cool montage of that. It was like 20 minutes long. That was playing on the screens while we were all eating and mingling and stuff. So that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing too wild. Just kind of a nice little romantic. That's
intimate.
Definitely the fucking wrong word.
Is what you're looking
intimate.
for.
Yeah, it was intimate. You know,
it was
probably like 40 or 50 people. So it was cool, man.
That's good. 40th birthday parties are rad, and everybody should experience a really good one. I think 50th is always questionable because it just depends on what point of life that person's in. They could be going through their worst time. I mean, I guess at any time in their life, but once you get 50s, people start kind of like freaking out. That's that midlife thing.
Dude, I mean, 50's pretty up there, dude. Like I'm starting to think about this shit. Like
we're not far. You just because you turn 40 doesn't mean you're not close to 50. You're
way
I'm closer to 50
than I was 10 years ago. You know, like I'm just like nervous for what 50-year-old me is gonna be like. Like, am I still gonna be like this? But I'm just gonna be old as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude.
Well, a couple things are for sure. You're still going to be probably racing RC cars, and you're probably still going to try to skateboard. So those are the things that you got to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you, everybody online that wished me a happy birthday. I really appreciate it. That's cool.
Fuck yeah! All right. So Notch says you got a free entry at the next TNS.
Yeah, for 40 plus. Sick.
Yeah, Joey Avelina, he definitely knows you.
Yeah.
All right. So full transparency, I have been putting out fires, kissing babies, taking names, kicking ass, and not had a lot of time. And I did not get any products or news. So much to the fact that I'm embarrassed. But
Well,
Chase, you've got some.
we've got some stuff. I tried to be a little bit more prepared because we usually do this shit like an hour before the show.
Which I was
You know?
trying to today because I was so busy all day.
I tell you what, I had a hard time getting through the news because I thought it'd be easier to get information about this oddball world news, but literally all these sites you go on, all it is just like spam, like pop up, like fuck. The sites suck. You agree?
Yes.
They're terrible. So pulling any kind of interesting news or finding anything is pretty damn hard. And I honestly, I love this section of the show, but maybe we should think about molding into something new.
Well, I have been
if I could do it
trying the
again.
last couple times, like, hey, we need a new segment.
Yeah, we need to scratch that segment. Maybe bring it back if something pops up.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. So we anybody that's out there that wants to throw out suggestions. I mean, we've got a few in the can that we're working with, but if you got any suggestions on what would make cool 10, 15-minute segments, you're more than welcome to throw them out there. We're listening. But yeah, we have a couple. We just haven't got to the point where we feel comfortable with them yet.
I had one that was so outrageous that I was kind of nervous to even send it to Robert. I don't know if I sent it to him or not. I don't even remember. We'll see if he pops it up. If he pops it up, we're rolling with it. But if
you're
not,
gonna do the news, I'm gonna sit back and laugh and commentate on whatever it is you brought to him. So it's on you. Here we go.
Okay, Robert, in no particular order. Let's see what I sent you in the past 2 weeks.
Oh, you're gonna let him just pop something up?
Yeah, just pop it up. We'll bring it up.
All right.
I think this is a strong first one. Give me a second.
Thanks for everybody being on the show and oh yeah.
Fucking Casey Wilson said
fucking
no.
Casey called it, dude. Casey, how did
fuck?
Casey know that? Wow. All right, so
that's so old, man. I wish I would have known this is acceptable. I've known this for
Is that old?
Yeah, at least a year.
Okay, well apparently dolphins chew on pufferfish and get high, and they share it around, and they like it. So.
Yeah,
that's what dolphins do.
They like young like dolphins. A volleyball. Yeah, they knock them around and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's hard out there in the random news shit.
I know.
Next one.
I have zero.
Robert. Let's see what we got. Oh, this one's pretty good. I found this one like not too long ago. Okay, so woman selling her sofa is probably the worst. You got to see the messages on this. A woman selling her sofa on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. And some guy pranks her and tells her he'll buy the sofa if she'll cut it into 3 pieces for an art project he's doing. So he convinced this lady to show him a picture of her saw, then he makes her take progress photos of her cutting it into 3 pieces, and then tells her, sorry, I was just messing with you. You just cut your piece of shit sofa you were trying to sell into 3 pieces, and I don't want it anymore.
Oh my God, I'd be so mad. But who's dumb enough to do that anyway?
I know, right? Can you
Holy
imagine?
Shit.
Pretty funny.
That's like Ponzi scheme fucking bad, dude. That's like cruel and unusual punishment.
Because I mean,
that's like Big Lebowski shit.
Rough. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace is pretty rough, dude. And those people are pretty aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess the guy was mad because this lady was like aggressively trying to sell this couch, and he just took it to her.
Imagine, imagine. Oh my God. Never mind. Go on.
All right, next one. We're just gonna fire them off. We're not gonna ponder on these too hard. That's just a picture of a cow laughing at a horse stuck in a fence. Can you zoom in on that, Robert? Look at this cow's face.
Look at him. He's laughing.
Dude,
he is
legit laughing at this horse.
Holy shit, dude.
Like, look at this.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh,
Best
I love
news
it.
I've seen all day.
I mean, I could probably frame that and put it in my bathroom. That's a bathroom picture for sure. That is a
bathroom. Okay, everybody, there you go. You got bathroom art thanks to Chase.
All right, what do we got
awesome.
next? What do we got? Is there any more?
Hey, look,
I hope
look
the
at,
one that I don't know if I sent you
Yeah.
the one about manatees, but there
No.
was a really messed up story about manatees.
Oh well, you sent this one, and this one made me laugh.
hey, Wheeler said this is the new
Oh,
segment.
yeah. Okay,
This is the new
so
segment, Chase. Facebook Marketplace messed up post. That's a good segment.
so apparently there's a model that's offering herself up as an emotional support stripper for the Ukrainian soldiers. And she's giving all military personnel in the Ukraine her stripper support for free. Her
Wow.
OnlyFans is free if you are a military guy in the Ukraine.
How about that for philanthropy and freaking for making you feel good?
Yeah. Like, hey,
I could
I'm
get
offering it
down
up
with
for you guys. You guys are out there working hard. You need an emotional support stripper.
that. Absolutely. They deserve it. I mean, they're on the edge
mean-
of death minutely.
I say good on her. Can we get an applause? Robert,
Yep.
do you have one?
He doesn't have them marked yet, so he probably doesn't
Oh,
remember. which
well,
one
that would
it
have been
is.
a good. There we go.
Yeah.
That would have been a great spot for an applause, Robert. Kudos to her. All right. The yacht dock fight and aliens. Yeah, there was some stuff going on, but we're trying to do stuff that you may not have seen before. So, do we have anything else as far as news? I'm really glad I didn't send you the manatee one.
thought
Yeah,
he
that
had
was
like-
it for news.
They had like 8 of them.
Okay.
It was,
It was
3 or 4.
We had 4 news, 2 products.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, if anybody wants to look up what happened to the gay manatees in Florida, go ahead.
Okay. Now we know. That's what the manatee thing was.
Well, apparently 2 brother manatees
Oh,
were getting it on, and
so
one
we're
of
gonna
them,
we're going there.
okay, no, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
One of them's dead.
Started talking about gay manatees. We dropped down 10 people instantly, dude. It's over.
I have a problem with making that happen on the show sometimes,
Yeah,
but that's all right. Yeah, new products. We got 2, right?
Let's do it.
And the first one, I mean, what is this? Okay, yes, this is a company called Toiletries. Toiletries? Toiletries. And they make all kinds of cool accessories for your shower. And mainly the ones I was stoked on right there. See there, bottom left right now? Bottom left. This is a suction cup beer holder for your shower. So if you're like me and you like to partake in a shower beer from time to time, you have a cup holder instead of putting it on the little soap thing, or maybe if you have a little chair, it's a suction cup for your beer. And they also make it in Hugland size. So if you click over, there's a Hugland one.
That is fantastic. I know a friend of mine, James Van Hook. He drinks a lot in the shower.
It's a great one. After a hot day working outside, you get yourself a shower beer, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't know how many times he's told me that he's passed out in the shower because he was drinking.
All right, James Van Hook has one.
Look at oh shit. he's watching it. Will it hold a 4 Loko?
I don't think so. I don't think that there's the market for that.
Jacob?
Well, I mean, that's just a tall can, right? I mean, a tall can is just a little bit bigger. When we made our beverage holder, the Bevy Block, we made sure that a tall can would fit. And a tall can size is the exact same size as a normal beer with a normal neoprene koozie.
It is.
So, Bevy Block.
Bevy Block, hot race.
Yes, there is a skinny can one as well. But I thought that was cool. Last show I did some RC products, and I got wah 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 and all that bullshit. So I decided to go outside the RC world and try and come up with something that's useful for everybody.
I'm proud of him. Are you proud of him, DJ Bronze League?
I think it's a great idea.
Oh, that was a great one. Good job.
Yeah, but
Chase.
they make all kinds of shit. All kinds of, anything you could think of wanting to hang in there. It's all black or gray. It looks pretty cool. So definitely bachelor pad stuff, because who knows what what the messes will let fly in your shower. Mine's pretty covered with, you know,
That's good.
I definitely don't have one of those fucking things in my shower. So.
Well, everybody knows what you want for Christmas, so you're
Yeah,
not asking for a lot.
yeah, for sure. And then we got one more product.
All right.
So this is the glow light. Okay, it's an under cabinet light, which I might be a little biased here. I'm kind of an under cabinet connoisseur, and I'm always looking for the next best light to have under your command module. Okay, but this one is extra special, and I actually bought it, so I have it right here. Okay, this is an under cabinet light, and here's what I'm thinking for all you guys: if you're at a track that doesn't have any power or anything like that, or you're out crawling at night and you're using your command module, this thing has an external battery that charges, and this thing lasts for hours. And you literally just plug it right into your damn light, and bam,
Nice.
you got a super bright light that you can stick under your command module or anywhere, and you have a light. So I bought it. They got me. I think it's pretty cool. It's also got motion detection. So anywhere you want a cool little slim light. I mean, and this thing is thin as hell, dude. Look how thin this is.
Yeah, I've got a similar one underneath my fish tank over the sump area that I put up underneath the tank, and yeah, those are really slick.
Yeah, it was like $30 for this one.
Yep.
Fair price. But I thought it was sick. So if you oh, right on, Dave Brown. Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, it is kind of like a glow stick. I mean, you could use it as a rave. You know, you could even have lightsaber. Keenan, if you're still in the show, yeah, campfire lightsaber shit going on here. So yeah, that's it for new products.
Well, all right. Those are good.
Not bad.
Good job,
Yeah,
Chase.
shout outs to Chase for carrying the segment.
Hey, thank you.
You're the man, Chase. Thanks for
We're not going to point out the fact that Brent is too busy for his own show.
Yeah, well, no, that is fact. 100% fact. I love doing this show, so I make time to do the show. Unfortunately, this last 2-week period has time crunched me not to prepare for this show. So it's my bad. And thank you, DJ Bronze League, for being a total douchebag.
Okay. You know, you could actually
I'm just kidding.
DJ.
You called me out. Why you gonna act like I'm the dick?
Hey, so now you feel how I felt last show.
Oh, that's
useless.
True. Useless.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
But you could have Bronze League, like Bronze League. You should have had his back. You should have done a little bit of research and had shit prepared for Brent.
I mean,
knowing that he didn't have anything.
Being that it was his birthday week last week, I'm not going to agree with you full heartedly. But if it were any other week, I would say, yeah, what the fuck, dude?
No.
Exactly. So
nice. Okay,
Robert,
enough harping on each other. We're a team.
DJ Bronze League.
Yeah.
How was your birthday?
It was awesome. Got to see family. Went out to see some friends in North Carolina. Did some nerd shit. Had good food. Got some drinks, and now I'm back.
What kind of nerd shit do you do so that all the people that are listening or watching know what kind of nerd shit you do?
I'm big into fighting games like Street Fighter. So I was commentating a tournament. I also stream a lot. So yeah, those were mostly the big things this weekend. And yeah, I got to see some family, which was nice because I don't have anybody in state. So
because you're up from the Baltimore area, right?
Yeah, and then my father's side of stuff's all in Pittsburgh.
Gotcha. So you like 2 shitty football teams?
Just
so
one.
how do you commentate video game fighting? Are you like he really triangle, square, circled the shit out of that guy?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you do?
I mean, it's like if you were watching a race, right? Like the typical person sees a race, they're like, man, he really took that turn going left fast. But there's more nuance to it, right? So you try to walk the line of like being funny and like being insightful.
Right.
But you
And
know,
I'm
you
sure
also
all these characters have special moves.
yeah, and there's like
shit
I mean,
like
there's
that.
even fucking math behind it if you want to get nerdy about it. But you know, it's like trying to watch like a sport where there's a lot of nuance going on where you're trying to explain it, but you also want to be enjoyable and not in the weeds.
I
I
know
feel
that probably 90% of the 50 people watching this played Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter growing up, or Kung Fu or whatever on Nintendo.
arcade style.
Yeah, well, that
In the
too, but
arcade, dude.
arcade, but Nintendo and all that as well. And so that's actually how Robert and I met when I was putting on Call of Duty and Halo tournaments. But yeah, lots of nerd shit going on over there.
Yep.
That's for damn sure.
Best arcade game. Let's see that in the comments. Anybody who wants to date themselves.
Ivan Stewart off road,
Oh,
dude.
that's what I was gonna say.
That-
Mickey Thompson,
or Sprint, the Sprint
Hands
game
down.
with the Indy cars, or I mean,
Big Buck Hunter.
well, that's pretty good. But
But that's a newer one, right? We're talking
Yeah,
like when we were kids.
yeah, when we were kids, like RC
Dude.
Pro-Am wasn't on the arcade yet, or never made it to arcade, but that was a fucking great game, which is the namesake of the Pro-Am
Really?
that we're putting on.
Didn't
Yeah.
know that. Dude, you should find the graphics from that game or something. And
It's in the
go on
background of
version.
the flyer.
Is it? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're way ahead of me.
You missed it.
Way ahead of me. But yeah, the Mickey Thompson with the wheels. I mean, remember just
Yeah, you
like
just flung it. And you just
nitro
sat in
and
sideways.
flinging
Yeah.
nitro.
Oh,
Oh man, it was so fun.
I'm actually on a group of classic arcade games on Facebook, and I'm always waiting for that one to pop up for sale. Like I'm on point, ready, just for buy. You know, like give it to me.
There should be arcade games at the RC truck.
Well, I want that. That's what I was gonna do. Is I'm gonna buy Mickey Thompson and I'm gonna put it in the hobby shop. But I
That'd be
gotta
sick.
find one that's for sale. I want a legit old one. I don't want something remade. I want the fucking game.
Yeah, and Skate or Die. That game ruled.
That was a good game.
720.
So now all
We're
the
getting chased
games,
by the
if you,
bees.
if you go into these damn Dave and Buster's or any arcade now, it's all throwing balls at stuff or dancing. Everything's about tickets. Nothing's about competition anymore. Although there is a really good 4-player Mario Kart now at like those bigger arcade places.
Nice. We had a comment back a couple about the lowrider. Dude, I want one of those freaking things so bad. Those lowriders are so badass.
We just brought him in finally. My good friend Billy Fisher at Red Cat. I've been talking with him, and we're gonna start selling a lot more Red Cat stuff. So
Red Cat makes cool stuff.
they've come a long way. They're obviously their lowriders are the best in the market right now. They have a really good crawler, that Gen 8 crawler, and then they have a really good drift car, which I'm not into crawling or drifting. But I would probably have one just to play with. So
Yes, the drift car, it works good, but the body, they freaking kind of blew it with that. The body's a little lame.
on the drift car,
Yeah.
yeah, but they make so many other ones that'll fit right on. But I mean, as
But
a
with
stock
the
body, yeah.
detail of the Impala and
Oh,
the Monte
yeah.
Carlo, they could have killed it on that drift car. You know
They're
what I mean?
insane, dude.
But
They're-
dude, those lowriders are the shit. I can't wait till they do like what's another good lowrider car? You know, they did the 59 Impala. What's another? I mean, they got the three icons, like the three most iconic ones are done.
Well, they got two different Impalas and a Monte Carlo. They got
you know what they need to do is like the Crown Vic, not the Crown Vic, but the Lincoln Town Car. That's
Ooh.
a pretty
Yeah, the town
nostalgic
car.
lowrider car. You know, it's like the like the Oldsmobile or whatever, the boat one that almost looks like a Crown Victoria almost.
Yeah.
Or is that like a Chevy Lumina? No. Remember they used to lower those station wagons all the time, whatever they were.
No.
The Caprice, the freaking Caprice, dude.
Yes, they did a lot of those.
Caprice.
Yes, they did that.
Yes, that would be cool.
And a lot of S10 trucks. S10
Ooh, yeah.
trucks were really big into hydraulics and then the whole beds and everything moving. And I would assume if I was a
Or like
betting,
a hard
betting
body
man,
Nissan.
if I was
Nissan
a betting
hard body.
man, yes, and Wheeler
They
got
should
it
do a
too.
whole mini truck scene, dude.
If I was
with
a
the bed.
if I was a
Oh,
betting man, I'd say they're probably working on that. If I had to
They
guess,
should
and
do a
that's
truck.
that's not insider information by any means.
A mini truck would be sick with a dancing bed. That would be hands down.
Yeah, for sure.
Be dope.
All right. Well, before we like bust out of this fun little talk about really cool, nostalgic arcade games. Anything else you want to talk about before we go into taking some live calls?
No, we're good. Let's do the live calls, man. I mean, we could play a longer commercial. Who's got a long commercial? Nitro Pro, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna pee, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post the call number, and what I'm gonna also do is I'm gonna ask you guys all to share while we are playing this commercial and going to the latrine.
And we know the Collins is the best part of the show. Thank you for sitting through our banter. It's time to get serious. It's time to talk some smack, have some fun.
Watch this 58-second commercial and then share this so that more people come in to call. Here we go.
Yes.
Quality. Precision. Passion. For servos, batteries, and fuel, go to nitroproracing.com.
This episode is made possible by the boys over at Racecraft. They don't suck and neither should you. So get your pit game on point with the command module, the wadule, and mini module. Don't forget the flocking amazing pitting accessories or the all-new flock foil that fits nearly every 1A chassis and comes in many amazing colors. Use coupon code Wheel and Trigger at racecraft-usa.com for 10% off your entire order. That is Wheel and Trigger with the ampersand at www.racecraft-usa.com. So get on board at Racecraft. We know how to party and we f*** hard.
That's quite the commercial, dude. I'm glad we both had the same idea there.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot my beer.
All right, we're back. So, there it is. There is the call in line. You are welcome to call in, talk about anything you would like. Growing pains, family matters, RC cars.
JBRL this weekend.
Yes, we will be attending.
Brody Crompson. What up?
Brody Romson is
missed
in
all
the
of
house.
Wicked, Brody.
You know what? I really hope we hear from John from Arizona.
I was a little bummed about him for whatever reason not coming to the last episode, but whatever. I mean, we'll figure it out at some point. Billy Card said this game, 86 Outrun arcade game. I don't know that one, to be honest.
Is that the one
you.
with like the Miami Vice Ferrari?
I'm not sure.
Where you're like driving on a track? Because that game was cool too.
Yeah,
I'm
pole
pretty sure
position
that
was cool. Pole position was like the first game you ever sat in like a box, like inside the car and had shifter and everything like that, I think. So
that's my
White
dog.
Claw so yes, it's considered alcohol. It's a seltzer.
Yeah,
it's very
I don't think it's a
refreshing
beer.
after a long day of work.
All right, we've got our first caller.
All right, bring him on in. Oh man,
Brody
Romson.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Brody, what's happening?
So I was just kind of pissed off earlier that you cut me off on our phone call so you get on this podcast. So I figured we could just finish the call.
Yeah, man. So what were we talking about? We were talking about JBRL, finishing my bathrooms.
Yeah.
What else did you have on your mind?
Just pretty much finishing your bathroom JBRL this weekend.
So
Not understanding why we're not going to go swim the AC at SDRC.
that's
But,
right.
yeah.
We were debating pros and cons. JBRL versus STRC, both series races. STRC's got a season opener for a new season. JBRL third round, new layout at the dirt, racecraft room, fun shit.
Jeez.
They're both pretty equal in how fun.
It's
One,
stacked. But, I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense why you want to go to JBRL, being as though you can run that 60-plus class now with your birthday. So I
that
get
is
that
true.
part. I didn't think about
But
that earlier.
you know what's even better? Hunter, if we go, Hunter will be running 40 plus night. I mean, not Hunter will be running Sportsman Nitro, and I'll be running 40 plus electric buggy. And I don't know if that's how I want to kick off my 40 plus career,
Please don't.
Wait, why don't you run Nitro Buggy?
because Hunter's going to be driving it.
You guys can't use the same car?
We'll drive mine.
Well, there you go. I guess I can.
I'll give you my buggy.
All right.
Boom.
So I guess if I'm going to race, I'm going to call out some old farts right now. I'm
Do
going to
it.
call out Jeff
I
G, Barry Baker,
Okay.
Lance Hubbard,
Wow.
Jesus.
Jose Alvarado.
You're
Wow.
gonna get your ass kicked from this
You
side
are
of town to
all-
the next.
Going down.
He really is. He really is. I
Nope.
think he could maybe cover Lance, maybe Jeff G, depending on the day, or if he gets lost in the setups, because he'll normally squirrel out and tear apart the whole car, switch between cars, all that kind of stuff. But you got a stacked list over there.
Well,
Yeah,
the way I
we'll
see it
see.
is,
As long as Mark Pavitas doesn't show up, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll do pretty good. We got Dunford. Man, God, I can't. Freaking Rhonda. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think I got him all.
Ronda won't go to JBRL. Ronda won't go to JBRL, so you're good there. No.
Who else do we got? We got Miguel Perez. We got Shane Simmons. We got freaking Mike Shirley. We got Nick Hernandez.
enough with your phone call.
It's getting worse.
Cody,
I do have one question for you.
What was your thoughts of Wicked Weekend for your first one?
For my first, the weather was miserable. It made me question my life decisions.
Why? Because it's so hot?
Dude, it was so hot, so humid. Other than that, I mean, anytime you go to the East Coast race, the hospitality between the atmosphere out there and just the people, like, not saying California guys aren't as cool, because we do have some rad dudes out here, but something about that East Coast vibe, just the people in general, it's just different. I love the people out there. You go out there, pretty much, you kind of get like the red carpet treatment when you go to those East Coast races. It's really amazing. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, it's similar when we go west, though. I think we all feel like it's fun to go west because it's a different crowd of people. But when you're people, when you like people, then traveling, I enjoy the traveling part because I get to meet new people. I get to hang out with new people. But yeah, it's two totally different scenes, and they're both rad in their own right.
That is true. Yeah. I just personally really like the race time event. I think his name is Lance. Lance does the announcing, right?
Yep, Lance is the RD for those.
Old McDonald.
So for us being out here, we have some of the best announcers out here, but having a fresh voice on the mic is always good for us. Something different, and then the track. I really really like the track styles out there. Even though they do get some character, it's not as completely blown out, and I feel like you can actually race a little bit more, opposed to just racing the track. So yeah, I love the East Coast tracks. It's freaking amazing. I wish I could travel more. Yeah, everything about it's rad. I don't know that I'd want to deal with that weather again though.
Yeah, the weather's rough, dude. I don't do good with random weather that's uncomfortable and sticky. I don't do good with that.
It wasn't really random. It was just hot ass Georgia days, dude. Like
It was
95
nasty.
degrees and a
It was
300% humidity.
nasty.
But I'm personally one that
You need
I,
me to move my truck?
I love sweating or being in the heat. I hate being in the cold, man. So for me, I'll take that
I'm the
any
opposite.
day.
I'd rather be in the cold.
Me
I'd
too.
rather be in the cold.
Mm-mm.
It's like DNC, 40 degrees, cold as
Fuck
shit.
that.
Sign me up.
So that was the worst race I'd ever been to. Not because of the track or promoter or
Just the
anything, just the weather. And I've never been to a more miserable event in my life than this year's DNC. And this year's, for me, this year's
Moist.
Wicked was my favorite race time event of all time for me. And I've been going almost all, well, Wicked and PMB, I've been going to both every year almost for 10 years. But I've been only down to AMS once and SIC. I haven't
I
been to
think
yet.
AMS is by far the best race you can go to for anybody that wants to travel or an experience. I call when I go to those races, I call them title races. You know, it's not just a JBRL or a local club race. I call them title races. So if anybody ever wants to fork out the money for a race, as of right now, granted we have a new one coming up in a couple of weeks that could set a different tone, but
That's the
AMS
RC Pro-Am.
Or like, if you want to spend money, if you want to spend money, go to AMS.
AMS is good. You get a lot of track time.
I'm going to have to agree. Just because the weather was absolutely perfect there. Nice and perfectly cool. Not sweaty. I think we got rain a day or something.
Last year was nice,
was
but the year
nice.
before
It was
was
nice.
miserable, dude. At AMS.
Yeah,
was
I
so
don't know.
cold.
I'm a
It
fan
was
of
So cold 2 years
freezing.
ago.
Yes.
I'm a fan of 70 degrees and not like just money.
Oh no, I
That's-
want to
I'm-
say it was all of like 40 degrees 2 years ago. It was freezing.
Yeah.
Well, right on.
All right. Right on, Cody. What else
So
you
my
got?
last question before I hop off and get on daddy duty. Brent, as a race promoter, explain some of the stresses that you're going through with your race coming up in a couple of weeks. That's one question I've been wanting to get out of you, but you're a busy man.
Thank you. That's a good question. Well, just like for instance, today I had to have a meeting with a trucking company that can actually lift and take our container off our property that has all the trussing and everything built into it to have it transported to this arena so that, you know, that's where all our driver stand, pit lane, all that stuff is in. Just ordering parts and stuff for trophies or making sure that, you know, everything's good with race director Lance, who's calling our race as well, Danny Paz, making sure all the graphics are out, getting emails out to the sponsors, making sure we got banners and stuff on the way, dealing with the venue, making sure we got all our equipment there, pipe has to be delivered, and man, it's nonstop. And just when you think about like, okay, I think I got almost all this ready, you're like, oh, I haven't even promoted it this week, or I haven't sent out emails to the racers yet, or I haven't put a new flyer up or a new anything. I mean, you could literally do it 24/7 and still feel like you didn't do enough. It's tough. All the meanwhile, you know, for me and my situation, I'm still doing full day-to-day duties for Beach, you know, still working on new products for Assault RC, talking with vendors. So it's hard to juggle the time. And I've got a great team that allows me to actually do this stuff. But yeah, it's hours and hours and hours of work that I don't wish on anybody, to be honest with you. It's a lot.
I could only
RC.
imagine. So, and last one before I jump off, because I put a 12-minute timer on this. What is your goal to make this race stand out from others? Other than your draft, which I think is pretty damn cool, but is that like your main focal point as far as bringing something new to the scene, or what are you trying to get out of this as far as changing? Because I know you're not a typical guy to just allow your average everyday race just to go on and slap a name on it. I know you go above and beyond. So what are you trying to bring to the RC world in this?
There's no way Brent's going to allow this to be just a regular race.
I hope it doesn't end up feeling or being one. This first year, even though like in a lot of instances, people are going to try to like hit you in the face with a big wow factor. I'm not saying we're being conservative by any means, but I'm not putting high expectations on the first one. But the goal of this race is very simple. Number one, yes, Friday night, the draft, the meet, the gathering, we're going to do food, we're going to do drinks, we're going to, have a little fun, some music, but we're also going to have the draft. So at this point in time, I don't have a list of all the pros that are going to be there. So I don't know exactly how many teams we're going to be able to build, but the goal is to build an environment where everybody's engaged, everybody is excited. And then after the draft is done, the people that I hope the people that get chosen are going to take this experience, take advantage of it, and talk with the pros, or if you're a sportsman, even talk to the intermediate. Try to get people working together. And I'm going to do a Facebook Live probably on Friday this week about everything, and then just put it out there like the full rundown of what we're doing. But the short version is really try to bridge the gap so everybody is watching everybody. For instance, on Friday, the pros that are involved in this, because there is money on the line for the pros, the ones that are involved in it, I want them watching practice of sportsmen and intermediate, and they're going to get to see it in blocks, because we're going to use the same kind of practice that Lance used at the North Georgia Shootout, where it's in blocks by sportsmen, intermediate, and pro. So they're going to get to watch.
That would totally make sense. So for their draft, they're going to want to be paying attention to those. And most of the time, sportsmen guys don't have eyes on them. So I actually like that. I didn't look at that before, but that's a smart tactic for the pros to be out there and actually watching these drivers, or an incentive to want to better their cars and teach them setup as well. So that's really badass, actually.
Yeah. So it's not just about the Joes going to the pros and asking them for help. It's the pros making sure that when they go into that draft Friday night, they have an educated, guess on who they want to pick. Of course, some people are going to pick their friends if they have the opportunity to, or some people are going to pick people that they've seen race at more than, a couple races. We just don't know. But the beauty of this race is for the overall, for to be on the top three, first, second, and third in Nitro, and first, second, and third in E-Buggy as far as the team event goes. The best pro might not win, and that's what I like about it. It's about the team effort. It's the pro can go out and win all his races the whole weekend, and still, because the guys underneath him just didn't perform or had bad luck or whatever, not get that title. So it's really just about trying to bring community back into it. And I'm a big fan of everybody being together all the time. I like to have fun at this hobby. I don't want this hobby to be just work all the time. So that's what we're trying to do, is bring people to the forefront, help out the guys that are up and coming, try to gain their confidence in the pro level. And then also, the pros looking down for them and asking for help, making sure that they got the right people on their team.
So is the pros prize money going to depend on their lower dude doing good?
100%.
That's rad, dude.
So if we're only paying out the top three in both classes. So there'll be gifts and stuff for, not gifts, but prizes and stuff for intermediate and sportsman guys from the brands that are sponsoring this event. And but the pros, first, second, and third in E-Buggy, first, second, and third in Nitro Buggy will all have a cash prize.
Very cool.
I like it. All right. Well, you guys have fun. I'll watch the live with you guys, but I got to get off. I'm on daddy duty now.
All right, man.
All right.
It's good seeing you.
Morning.
Talk to you soon. All right.
Bitchin'. Well, he came at you, man. He was asking some really good questions there.
That was pretty hardcore. Got my heart beating a little bit, like I was on the hot seat.
Yeah, you were on the hot seat, and you came correct with the right stuff.
I really think RC Pro-Am is going to be good, man. I this first year, I know that we've got a couple confirmed top pros that are going to be there. And I'll post all that stuff starting next week. We're going to do a Facebook Live this week, but if my goal was this year to have at least 10 pros in Nitro and 10 pros in E-Buggy that wanted to be part of this and be part of the draft. So that's my goal. We'll see how it all ends up here, and just a couple short weeks, man. It's so
I think
close.
it'll be a good time either way.
Well, it'll definitely be a good time.
It's gonna be a good time. You're gonna have a good race there, dude. I'm excited for it. I wish I could come. You know, in that list of companies that you were hitting up, I didn't get a phone call, but that's all right. You know, we're a little guy.
Ha ha ha. Case Edwards asked which pros are attending the Pro-Am. I'll start releasing all that early next week, Chase. Case, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're trying to get all of our marketing stuff put together at the end of this week and do this Facebook Live, let everybody know exactly how it's going to work, and then also move into the promoting of who's coming and whatnot. All right, guys, we got that phone line back open. Chase, you are wearing a new hat.
I am wearing a new hat, and this is a special hat, man, because obviously being on the West Coast, I am not a local to the Waffle House, but when I visited AMS, I had such a damn good time at the Waffle House with my closest homies. Late night, I experienced it how everybody should experience it. 3 a.m. absolutely bonkers with Ogden and Cody and Casey, and we went twice. I went with Casey once, just me and him, and we were pretty, maybe like a level 8. And then I went with those other dudes, and we were probably level 16. Casey pretended he was blind. We were feeding him at Waffle House, and I had such a good time there. And I think Reese posted a photo. I made this logo like literally, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year after AMS year ago, and just kind of been sitting on it, and recently at Wicked, I seen all kinds of people posting that they were at Waffle House, and they were all, excited to be from not where Waffle House is and being at Waffle House. So,
Listen, almost every one of the late night podcasts that come out of this studio, we end up at Waffle House. I can remember Dakota for the very first one. We ended up at Waffle House. Kevin Abbott, we ended up at Waffle House. Did you and I end up at? We ended up at Waffle House, didn't we, on the way home?
You and I?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Are you
Maybe.
sure? Well, I know that there's.
a good Waffle House visit is one you don't remember, I guess.
Well, I've had a lot of those.
But
guys, you are not going to believe who I got on the line.
All right, he's going to have to sizzle for just a second here. So I felt like it was time to finally drop it. Like I've been sitting on this logo for a while, and I think I thought the timing was right, and decided to drop it, and everybody seemed stoked on it. So,
yo, DJ, I'm pretty sure he just shushed you.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just said we're gonna sizzle.
You shushed you.
No, nobody got shushed. I wasn't done telling my damn story.
Well, he said that we're not going to believe who's on, so I want to know who's on.
John.
What?
No way.
What?
This is impossible.
Hello, who are we speaking with?
Hi. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you. This is John from Arizona's girlfriend.
No way.
You guys sound so much alike. It's
Really?
so wild.
That's so sweet of you to say.
So you told me off when I picked up the phone. You said that John, you haven't seen John?
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem, and why I'm calling is I was wondering if you could help me find him. He said he was going to a Blink 182 fan meetup and an alien hunt. They were going to do like some probing and have a wild weekend, whatever boys do.
Who the fuck is this? Look,
dude.
No fucking way. This is an imposter, dude. Get this person off of here. Wah, wah. No fucking way, dude.
Wait, I'm just kind of... Okay, so you're actually John from Arizona's girlfriend. Because I am totally puzzled right now that you could be John the whole time. And some voice changing shit has been going on. Or is this actually John from Arizona's girlfriend? How long have you been with John?
This is actually John from Arizona's girlfriend. I mean, I just talked to him like yesterday.
Okay, so where is John now?
Yeah, the story's not adding up.
Where's he at?
Well, see, that's why I'm calling you. I'm trying to find him.
But we've been looking for him for 2 weeks. So how you think we're gonna find him?
Actually, as long as we've been doing this show,
Wait,
we
you
have
can't
no
find him
idea who
either?
he is.
Man, I guess I'll have to try asking his mom.
Robert,
Where is his mom from Arizona as well?
John's mom from Arizona.
No, actually, I think John moved out of his parents' place back when he was 16. He kind of dropped out of high school, but his mom lives in Chicago.
I dropped out
Oh,
of high school
wow.
at 16 too.
Maybe
So
you're
how
John from
long?
Arizona.
How long have you?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I quit high school when I was 16 as well.
He's getting
Um,
framed.
So how did you meet John?
Well, see, that's a funny story, actually. I happened to be living in Vegas at the time, and I was just walking around the strip, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Whoa, I have to talk to him." So we started
Okay,
going
wait,
at
hold
it.
up,
We
stop
went to a
there,
bar,
stop
we had
there.
a couple drinks, and
Stop there. I want to hear what your first impressions of this mystery man were, and what initially
my
attracted you
first
to him.
impression.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
what does he look like?
literally everything.
Can you describe him?
What?
Okay, yeah. Well, he has like this like kind of shaggy dark hair, these dreamy brown eyes. He's pretty tall. He's like I don't know, 6'1".
6'1" plus or
Probably plays
minus?
Mute me.
basketball.
There. Well, he sounds
Yeah, plus or
amazing.
minus. He really was, and that's why I had to talk to him so bad. Oh my god.
But now he left you. He's gone. We don't know where he's at. You don't know where he's at. And then he's posted in the chat. I don't understand why. What?
John, call in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you call in? Your
Sorry,
girlfriend is
girlfriend.
looking for you.
Yeah. Sorry, John from Arizona's girlfriend. We can't help you.
Oh, that's
we-
okay. Well, I really appreciate you sending me in the right direction.
What direction's that?
Nowhere else to look.
Oh, I thought you hung up. Okay. Well, he's gonna hopefully call in. He's looking for you in the chat. So if you just want to send him a DM and ask him what he's doing and where he's been,
Yeah,
and you've been worried about
slide
him.
into his DMs real quick. Let us get another caller.
So now we have two mystery people.
The fuck?
What is your name, John from Arizona's girlfriend?
She gone.
Oh, we ended it.
Oh, she's gone? Okay.
I can't take no more of that.
Dude, how is this happening on our show?
She was terrible. Yes, Casey, she was horrible. Ding. I don't know. And I have to take a deep breath in. I have to start thinking a little bit about like life decisions. And my life decision to listen to what that lady just said on this podcast has just really set me back quite some time.
I don't know. I thought we were having a great conversation.
I didn't think that one bit, actually.
No?
No, I thought she was really, really full of it. And
I thought she was lying. Like she's actually
Yeah.
not John's from Arizona's girlfriend.
yeah, I think that, and I think it might have been John from Arizona acting like he has a girlfriend.
Oh. Well, see, what I thought initially is that maybe John from Arizona is disguising his voice, and John from Arizona might actually be Joanne from Arizona.
Well,
And
that
that
could
was
be the
actually
case, and
John from Arizona.
yes. So that's the other thing it could have been. I agree with you.
That's what I got from the get-go.
I don't get it.
What is going on?
I don't know. Robert, you all right in there, buddy? Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, throw him on. Talking about this person, we don't even know who it is, and let's talk to a real person.
You went to a different place right now.
There we go. Casey
Wilson.
Pilson. I hadn't seen you in at least 10 days.
Gentlemen.
What is going on, Casey?
You
What
sound
do you
so
think about?
distinguished.
What do you think about this predicament we're in
Well,
right now?
I think that was fake news. I think she was definitely just, I don't know who that was or who it could have been, but she definitely was behind on the news. I think she was just reading the newsreel and then just tried to jump in on that.
Well, there's definitely something going on, but I mean, it's pretty cool that we have a female viewer. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Hey, there is a plus side to it. Good job, Chase. You just...
but what if it was John though, with his other voice?
That's
Yeah, I know.
mean, I
That's
thought that.
because Brent came up with that like right out of the gate.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
thought
like,
that.
holy shit, is this actually happening? John from Arizona has a voice changing apparatus, or maybe he maybe he went on a UFO, and now he has the ability to morph himself.
No.
I mean, I know like three things about John. I saw his picture on the milk carton. I heard his
Yep.
story about him being on the plane, and I've heard his girlfriend, and I none of it adds up.
I don't think, as bubbly as that lady seemed, I don't think it would be a right fit for John anyway. I would have probably ran
She
away from her
sounded
as well.
hot. Like I'm
She's
not
very
trying to
bubbly.
I'm not trying to put her down or anything. She sounded amazing. But I'm just not too sure of the whole. I don't know where it's coming from. I was just a little skeptical. I felt like it was like a, what do they call it? Like not clickbait, but what do they do? And like
It's
the 2020s where the 2020 news shows where they're trying to like the catfish. I think she was
trying to
catfishing.
catfish. Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
One of them,
yeah.
they might be one and the same, but we don't know which one is the real one.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you
Amen.
think,
I mean, just the
Casey?
meetup story.
Asian hobo.
The
I mean,
meetup
just
story?
The meetup story in Vegas, 6'1", bushy brown hair. I had to just run over and.
Well,
have
when
a
she
drink
said
with her.
shaggy
I mean,
brown hair and dreamy brown eyes, I thought she was talking about me for a second. I'm like, man, I haven't been in Vegas in a while.
Yeah.
But John has talked about Vegas. There has been Vegas and Arizona stuff going on, so it's possible. I mean, I'm trying to CSI this thing.
Bro, my Asian hobo is so fucking right, dude. That's what I was thinking too. Like she sounds hot. I mean, John from Arizona sounds hot. But
If it's Joanne from Arizona, I would like to know.
Yeah. One day this guy's just gonna pop up somewhere, and we're gonna all be like, oh shit.
Hey, DJ Bronsley, you know what this is gonna cause? If we ever find out who this guy is, we're gonna do an in-studio podcast with that guy. We're gonna bring.
Yes.
He's so interesting, and we might not even hear anything about RC. Hopefully not. I want to just know this dude's life story that he can come up with so much bullshit.
He's gonna wear like an alien mask or something the whole show.
I'm fine with it. I don't care anything about it. You don't have to reveal his identity. I just want
you
him
could blur him out
across
like
from
the
me.
old Unsolved Mystery like interviews,
Three-
like blur his face.
3-hour fucking podcast with a blur.
Yeah.
He's
Or
gonna
just like the
look
shadow.
fully dynamite.
Like the silhouette interview, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
That's
you need
hilarious.
Casey Wilson on the podcast. I mean, he's close enough. He could drive up.
You know what? I see him once a year. That's it.
Me too.
Well,
I see him at DNC. I saw him at
You gotta
AMS
come to
last year. I saw him
Silver
twice.
Lake, though. You guys have to go to Vegas this year.
Well,
you got to start planning that.
I have an issue. The issue is my daughter, in the level of gymnastics she's in at this time and her age, regionals is always the same freaking weekend. So unless Joey moves it up or down 1 week, there's no way, dude. There's no way I'm missing her stuff.
I'm with you.
But
I mean, this
I
year
want to
was
go.
next level.
I love Vegas, and I will be there if I can be there. I promise you.
I stay away. That place is too much for me.
You're probably not wrong, Ryan. If anyone listens to this podcast, that name's going to start popping up in a lot of race directors' computers.
Yeah. When you get the random friend request.
Golly, what a
picture.
What a twist in the story with John from Arizona's girlfriend.
I'm actually a little bit bummed, to be honest with you.
You're bummed.
I was expecting more after not hearing from him for 2 weeks.
Well, it's kind of random that he's gone, but she's here.
But she
knew to come looking for him.
She brought no take on anything. Just she's looking for him. It just didn't add up to me. So
Well, if you were his girlfriend, I mean, my chick doesn't know anything about RC or anything that's going on in RC. She's just looking for her man, and
yeah,
this might be the
sound
only place to
concerned.
find him.
she didn't sound concerned. She sounded way too bubbly to be
Like she was
concerned.
goofing on us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, either way, what a show.
Well, all right. What did you actually call in for there, Stacy Pilson?
Tasty
Hey,
Pilsen.
no, all I called in for was just definitely a big shout out for Wicked Weekend. I know for everything that Beach RC did. It was awesome Friday night. It'd been a month or two since I'd been to a race, so I know definitely had a good time just hanging with the homies, and then the Friday night cornhole tournament, and the I don't know what you called it this year, the Beach RC block party or whatever it was, but I know we stacked up plenty of cans and had a good time. So it was definitely a good time Friday, and it was good. Good to put some cars on the track, have a little bit of fun there, and it was hot as balls. I will say that, but our Airbnb house was ridiculous.
Y'all had me at the best race, the best racing, great track, great coverage. You completely lost me at hot as balls.
At what?
At hot as balls. So I gotta say,
I'm out.
I gotta
This
put
one,
things
Shark
in
Tank,
perspective
I'm out.
I gotta put things in perspective for people that want to know what happened at that Friday night Beach RC after party after practice. Just to kind of put things in perspective, there was over 600 cans of beer, 2 gallons of Fireball, a bottle of Casamigos, and a bottle of Peach Crown that I brought. And that has nothing to do with anybody else. That was just what I supplied. There wasn't a fucking drop left on Saturday morning. So put that in perspective. 600 cans of beer.
That's a lot of beer.
2 gallons of Fireball, a bottle of Casamigos, and a bottle of Peach Crown, and probably 100 plus people.
What you may have missed, because I know you were feverishly officiating the cornhole tournament and trying to move that down to get to the finals. When I went in there and I said, man, we got to turn it up a notch over here. So I went in and talked to Ryan Hatton and Speed Demon Ken, and I said, hey guys, can we get y'all to sponsor a couple fuel sticks for out here so we can do some beer can races? So they were like, yeah, I guess we could do that. So I think that's when Shreddy Teddy somehow got the microphone and those fuel sticks appeared over by the VP tent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed that I don't know her name. I know she's the lady that makes all the treats for Ryan, whatever they call them. I forgot the name, but she makes all the little Rice Krispie treats and all that, and I think sits out there and sells the VP fuel.
Yep.
But there were so many cans stacked up on the table where she was sitting at, you couldn't even see her anymore. It looked like a recycling. Like she was just behind a wall of cans.
Yeah,
I kept feeling bad because the cans were stacking up so high. Like she was trying to watch what was going on, and the cans just kept piling up and piling up and piling up.
Yep. We had 30 cornhole teams, and I mean, put it this way, Jacob with Race Time Entertainment, he had to come and shut us down right after midnight because someone was complaining about how loud and awesome it was. I mean, it was a fucking party.
Fireworks party.
Well, a little after that, but we had a fucking party going, dude. It was a great time. And by the way, the S-Works kids, Camden Lime and Spencer Heckert, laid it the fuck down. They prevailed over all of those badass cornhole teams, and they won. So they both won $50 each, and all they had to do is hang out and play free cornhole.
Nice.
Tudor said
sounds like there should be a trophy for that too.
He would have had something for him. He said his guy was horrible.
Look what so Asian Hobo said, when the cops show up the next day, you know it was a rager. Yes, it was. And
Where the cops like, what the hell happened?
no,
here
they came and did
yesterday?
police reports. There was a few things, few people
Yeah, they had
put
to do
some
a few
police reports in on evidently one of the race time buckets got blown up with, I mean, we're not talking like some M80s. They put those balls with the big wicks on them,
Mortars.
the mortars. Yeah, they threw them in the buckets and
Hell yeah.
yeah, so there was other stuff, but you know, alls I know is everyone there had a great fucking time. And all I could think about when I was picking up cans and shit all around, I was thinking, man, we could have been asleep right now.
I did.
But there's all these guys had all this. I mean, wives that I've never met before were there that weekend. Racers I've never met before, I got to meet that weekend. Like everyone came together for 3-4 hours that night and just forgot about everything and just bullshitted and played cornhole, listened to music, did fuel gun races, did fireball out of a fuel bottle. They had a great time. So I'm proud of the racers. Beach Nation was in full effect. And I can't wait till next year's Wicked because that race
Dude,
is
what
amazing.
about okay, I just got an idea. You know how they have like Olympic baton racing? What if you had baton racing with the fuel guns and your team had to win every time somebody grabbed the baton, it'd be a full fuel stick. And to pass on to the next stage, y'all do a lap at the track.
Do you know how many people are going to face plant running around with fuel sticks?
Hey, if you're not an all-terrain fuel stick shooter, then you shouldn't be entering the race.
Well,
but there should be $100.
True.
There should be $100 and have a baton race with stages where you don't pass it off. You kind of pass it off, but you got two teams racing and everyone has to take the shot. Turn one, next guy runs to the next guy. When he high fives that guy,
Yeah.
they got to do a lap. That sounds like a pro-am.
I'll tell you the team I don't want to race against, and that's freaking like Spencer Heckert or Scott Heckert and Casey Wilson and like Teddy, or there's a couple people I don't even know their names. There's some people I wouldn't want to race against in that race.
Yeah,
or I'd want on my team for sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to bet against Team Racecraft if we were entered in that one.
That's true. But Reese was really mild. Reese was being kind of a little bit of a sissy. I know you're on here, Reese, or you were. You were being a little bit mild for the Reese I know.
He got pretty turned up during the day, and we had to leave and go to the hibachi restaurant and have dinner, and then we came back. So we had to pull it back together. So he was trying to get back in gear for Friday night.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we had a trunk bar set up over there coming out of the back of the car by the hot bodies tent. So every time you hear trunk bar, that was when the bar opened up and the drinks started flowing. So
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. It was good seeing you, Casey. I hope you can make it to the Pro-Am, man. It'd be fun to have you up there.
Man, I'm working hard on that for sure. I'd love to try to do that. Sounds like it's gonna be a blast.
At the very least, we'll win the party.
All right, Casey Wilson, sure. August Mingo of the month, getting his centerfold for the Racecraft Flopple House merch.
Holy shit, the Mingo centerfold of the month.
Sells out.
Yeah.
Mingo of the month, Casey Wilson.
When do the orders close on that thing?
We're gonna leave them open probably for like another week, and then just close it off. So anybody that orders in the next week or two, they'll get one, and if there's any residual ones, they'll get gone. But yeah, it's gonna be ultra limited release for these.
Pow in your face with the Waffle House Racecraft design. Boom yow.
Yeah, so don't mess with me in a month wondering if you can get a Waffle House or a Flopple House. Because you won't be able to get one.
Flockle House.
Flopple.
Hey, I wouldn't worry about a cease and desist. I think they were pretty oblivious. I mean, we were in there doing a photo shoot, and they didn't even put the pieces together, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, it doesn't say Waffle House; it says Racecraft. So come at me.
Come at me, yo. All right, Casey.
All right, later, guys.
May the Schwartz be with you, homie.
Later, Tasty.
Right, got room for a couple more callers here, possibly. What you guys got? You want to talk about Wicked? You want to talk about the Nats coming up weekend, 10 scale Nats? You want to talk about RC Pro-Am? You want to talk about John from Arizona's girlfriend who's probably not Probably not a girlfriend.
Who
I
knows?
don't know. I have no idea what she was. I
If she's an
almost feel like it
acquaint-
was AI.
yeah, right. At
That's what I
minimum,
felt.
maybe, but at minimum, an acquaintance that just gets us one step closer.
True.
You know. But 10 Scale Nats is coming up. A lot of people were posting, you know, them flying out there. I know.
You take Dakota or the field?
Who?
Dakota or the field?
I mean, fuck, I'm gonna go Dakota.
I take Dakota all day.
That's a pretty
Mayfield's
surefire one.
Mayfield's not going to be there, and I don't know many people that Rivkin, in my opinion, right now. Maybe Aiden Horn on a breakout, just having the best weekend of his life because he's getting so fast, and I love Aiden. But if there's no problems, no one beats Dakota.
I would like to see one of these young upstarts get in the mix. You know, Bada, Templeman,
Sure,
Matty G. I would like to see one of them kind of farting around with the top dogs. That would be cool to see.
I agree. Whoa! Look who it is.
Oh my god! Okay, here we go.
Now we
good thing
have
I took a piss.
Now we have some real questions.
Yes.
Where you been,
Heyo.
and why did you call us with some voice changing software and act like you had a girlfriend? That's what we want to know.
No. Don't worry. We broke up 2 weeks ago. All right. That was not my number. We broke up 2 weeks ago, and I have been like in Florida since.
Dude, you
And
just told
I'm at a
told her
Waffle
where
House
you
right
are.
now, and I just heard that.
So Stacy from Arizona, stop looking for John.
Was it Stacy?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I just
Please stop
named her
looking for me.
Stacy.
No, her name's Tiff.
Tiff? Oh shit.
Tiff.
Oh shit.
That's a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. So John, you're in Florida.
but
What are you doing down there?
We broke up. Well, I came here for a little vacation, a post-breakup vacation, and like the reason why we broke up is because I was convinced she was a reptilian. Like you should have seen the way she acted, man.
Yeah.
Lizard-like. So I had
Lizard-like?
to cut it off.
So
right there,
you're
and
like,
she's been looking for
what
me
are you
ever
doing
since.
in the backyard just hanging out on a rock all day? During like why are you out there? Come inside. It's hot.
Yeah, and like she would like sit out in the sun like all day. Like you don't get hot. I think she's cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, I feel you. So how'd the breakup go? You obviously didn't tell her shit because she's looking for you and still thinks you're her boyfriend. So is there something
No,
you'd
no,
like
no,
to say to Tiff right now?
To Tiffany, I'd like to say, stop looking for me. Please.
Tiffany,
got the
we're
label
sorry
there,
you had to
so
hear
you
it
know
through the
which
Wheel
one
and
they
Trigger
are.
podcast.
I was hitting the crickets. He didn't say nothing.
John is no longer interested. And you're going to have to find another terrarium Tom to hang out with.
Hey, John, how tall are you?
He's gone. He hung up.
What?
No.
Oh yeah.
What a little wanker.
John, he must have lost connection. Get him
Wow.
back on the
I
line.
wanna
Star
know how-
69, John.
I want to know how tall he was.
He hung up.
That's interesting.
What do you think is going on?
I don't know. I just
lost
want to
for
know who he is. I'm
lost
still
for
trying to
words.
figure out however many episodes we're into this, like still do not know who this guy is.
Why would he hang up at that moment, though? That's the question.
I don't know. Maybe
That was
got
like the-
disconnected. Maybe like RC Tri says she found him. You know,
Johnson Blondie's interested. So
I asked
Wait.
how tall he was. He just posted in the chat 5'11", but she said he was 6'1".
she
So
did say he was 6'1". So
I'm,
there's holes. There's holes in this story. Why did you hang up, John?
Yeah, you suck, dude. Don't get to speak to you for almost a month, and then you just freaking bang out on us. We're gonna talk
Okay,
to
well,
somebody else. Looks like we got somebody else coming on.
we got about 15 minutes left.
Chase is struggling tonight. I could go all night. Chase is over there struggling. He's like about to go to bed. He's freaking allergies killing him. Look at him. He's just whining. His eyes about to cry. Look at him.
Oh man.
All right, I got our next caller.
All right, who we got here? Chris from Atlanta.
Is this the Chris Van Air from Atlanta?
What's up, brother?
What's up, dude?
I was just wondering, are you on your way to this match tomorrow or what?
I wish that I was. I have Lucas is on vacation this week. I have 2 new employees where I have to move a container on Thursday to RC Pro-Am, so everything kind of happened at a bad time. But I'm thinking about coming down Friday night and coming home Sunday morning. So we'll see. We'll see how things are going.
There you go.
I want to be there,
I
man.
got a peek at the track.
I feel terrible.
It's gonna be pretty sick.
Yeah, I know it is, man. Sean's put in his everything. I'm bummed that I'm really not happy that I'm not going to be there, but I got to make some smart decisions in my life.
The bottom of the 40+ class will be lonely without you.
Yeah, well, I'm coming for you at Masters. I'm going to run 40+ just to race you. Actually, I think I'm going to either do that or I'm going to run short course truck just to race you.
I'm not even.
Sounds like a pretty safe class to run there, Brent.
Me right now.
Yeah, you're the short course king.
Trying. Yeah, but that's kind of like a topic I was going to bring up. See what you wanted to talk about here with the Roar, and there was a lot of online talk about the sportsman classes at Wicked Weekend and saying there's like sponsored drivers in there and like all that. So I just was wondering your thoughts of like, do you think Roar can come up with a way to try to create, like I always try to go back to like the BMX style, like of how you can sign up through like ABA or whatever, and basically, as you race at local club levels, your finishing results go towards the point system, and then it automatically seeds you like into a class. Like if Roar, I know like that would be a massive change to try to roll out, and people want change, but I don't know if they want that big a change, but it could be something interesting to try to make the classes a little bit more even and not having, such a discussion about it. Because if you earned your way into that spot, you're there for a reason.
I actually had a conversation with Lance McDonald about this yesterday as we were talking about breakout rules for the RC Pro-Am. And that was one of the topics that came up, how easy it would be for people like us that put on races outside of Roar to utilize a system like that. Unfortunately, in America or globally at the moment, the only ranking systems are done by people who have developed a formula for these certain races of the year and so on and so forth. I think Roar could do a very good service to themselves by having, I think they could get more tracks involved if they were to say you would be part of the national ranking system. If they were to have a national ranking system that was only used by Roar tracks or people who pay for Roar memberships or whatever, and allow that to, factor into some kind of ranking system. But I agree 100%. That would be the way to do it for all Roar races, and everybody else could then utilize it if they could come up with something. I think that would be a great way of doing it. The way we're doing it,
they have something interesting. Like if you look at RC Garage, I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have.
It's actually kind of an interesting website, but it has like, for however long you've been running, it's got all your finishing positions. So, I mean, I feel like an infrastructure's in place. Like they're taking most of that stuff's been posted through Live RC. And so if like you could take that and somehow if Live RC and Roar could get on the same page, you could take that ranking system. If your club, most tracks have their system in there, and it'll take all those results and kind of pull it. I think that could be something.
Yeah, as long as you're using Lifetime, that's how they do it. Is you got to be using the scoring software that they can, pick the results out of.
Hi, Chris. Chase here. I raced ABA for a lot of years. I raced a lot of bikes, and yeah, it would be so cool to have a ranking system like that where, you know, even the smallest club race earns you points in the national ranking system. It would,
Yeah,
I think it would take Roar to adopt something like that with non-Roar affiliated tracks to create that system, because it's going to be easier for them to adopt that system that RC Garage is using than it is going to be to get all these tracks to get Roar affiliated and bring that to their races.
I'm not saying to try to get all the tracks Roar affiliated, but make that a part of make that a carrot to become a Roar affiliated track. Let's not forget that
RC Garage is already doing it.
Yeah, I know they
you can see
are.
everything.
I know they are, but Roar's a sanctioning body. They have members. They're not going to look outside of their members, and they shouldn't, because if you're not supporting them, why are they going to support you? So
I think that they should just make it like more user friendly to get part of Roar. You know, I mean, I think that it's, you know, I'm again not trying to back Roar, but I think there's a way to create it to make it more user friendly for everyone. And I think that if it was easier to sign up, like if you went to a track, say like, oh yeah, like after, you know, you pay this amount of money for your first 2 club races, and then after that, like it's $15 or something like that. The first couple times it's 25 because that'll pay for your membership or whatever. And then, you know, I think that the incentive then, if like all tracks are tied in, like certain BMX tracks, some nights they'll do like a double points night, you know, and then that just draws more people in because like, oh, I want to advance, so they want to come in for a double points night, and so that could add more, you know, meat on the bone for club tracks, you know, to get more club racing going. You know, that could be something fun as well.
which is exactly what I'm saying. If they're not a Roar affiliate, to use that as a carrot to become a Roar affiliated track, so that people would want to come there knowing that their stats are going to count towards something. Right now, the RC Garage is just you know, look at what I did type of thing. It's
but
really.
Aren't you like Roar secretary now? You should be able to like work your way right in there with the greasy wheel, you know?
Well, you know, with BMX racing, you can't, your first day, doesn't matter if you just grabbed a bike from Walmart and you go to the BMX track and try and race, you're paying a temporary ABA membership, no matter what track you go to. And I don't know where I was going with that, but it sounded like a good opener.
Yeah, but does that track have to be ABA affiliated for that track to
I think
report
they're
the
all
scores?
just automatically ABA affiliated tracks. All of them are. It doesn't
why-
matter where you go.
I mean,
But
there's
technically
no
speaking,
possible
shouldn't
way.
most tracks want to be Roar? Shouldn't most people want to be part of Roar though? Like a track, as like a track owner yourself, don't they offer like insurances in case someone gets hurt? I mean, I don't know.
Only if the racer is Roar, is a Roar member. So they expect you to sell Roar memberships because you're a Roar track, and that insures all the racers for, I think it's like $10,000 type of injury type policy.
That would be better for every track off the bat.
Right. 100%.
Right.
If they're
the
paying
reason
a
why
temporary Roar membership, when they sign up the first day, kid goes buys a slash, comes to he buys a slash at your track, Beach RC Hobbies, and he's going to sign a waiver and pay a small fee for his temporary Roar membership, then your track is not liable for anything that happens to that kid when he's out there with his slash on his first day.
Which is not true, because you're always liable. Lawyers are always going to figure out a way to fuck you no matter what.
All right, well, that was a good idea to get people to do it.
It would be, and I'm all for it. I was never going to try to sell a Roar membership or have a Roar event at my track, period, because I didn't believe in the leadership in the system. I believe in what Clayton's trying to do. I think they're doing a great job. There's a lot of communication going on behind the scenes right now. I believe in it, and I want to be part of it. And I've told them that, and I am talking with them at some fashion, like not hardcore because they've got a lot going on for the Nats right now, but I'm in that discussion. The fact is, Roar needs something like that national point system to really try, or they need to bring back regionals that mean something so that they can get tracks involved. Because right now, the only thing that a track gets by being Roar affiliated is a liability policy, but they still have to convince the racers to be ROAR members as well, to even for that policy to even matter. So
I just don't see why it can't work for all of us RC racers when it easily works for BMX.
sure,
Like it's not even like a gripe or anything.
sure, I agree. I think they're doing what's right now. I think they're working on it. So
I think there's definitely a bigger faith in ROAR right now.
let's
Dang, Mike Fuller.
yeah, Mike Fuller's trying to call.
The
Chris,
dad
you
with the
still there?
fastest kids in town is trying to call in.
Chris, you there or did you hang up? I think
Did we
Chris is
lose
gone.
Chris?
Van Air is gone. He has left the chat.
What happened?
But maybe Mike Fuller
He
will get
JFA'd
through.
us, man.
Sorry, Chris. I'll see you at Masters. Good luck this weekend, dude. I wish I was there. I'm very, very bummed. This was a hard decision to make, and it didn't come easy at all. So, Mike, call in 843-438-1100. Try to beat the other nerds that want to talk to us.
5 minutes left. Let's talk to the Fuller.
We'll give you 10.
Yeah, we'll give Mike an extra 5.
Man.
I don't know, dude. I think like that dude that just called in, Chris, had a really good point.
Yeah, he did.
Like it should be a given. Just like he brought me back. I never even thought about it from that angle before.
Yeah, no,
that
I
every
agree
time you go to try and race BMX, dude, like you are paying an ABA temporary membership, or you are allowed to sign up for the year for like $50 for the year, and then you get a cool little sponsorship pack, or not a sponsorship packet, but an ABA packet, and you start getting the newsletter. Roar could have a newsletter every week, what's going on, the local winners, and it shows all the standings from every state, every track.
But none of them get paid at the moment, which I think if we want to expect all that out of them, they probably need to get paid. If they're gonna take it to that level, they need to get paid. At least the officials. And I'm not talking a huge salary. I'm talking, whatever it takes a working person to do that kind of work. So they're not paid.
They figure out how ABA does it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, who we
next
got?
caller is-
Oh man,
the boss. What up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, my dudes?
Mr. Top
What's up,
25.
Let's keep that on the down low.
Oh, did I say that loud?
I'm just kidding. I don't care.
How you doing, man?
We can talk about that too if you want. Hey, what's up, man? You guys piqued my interest with the sandbagging talks.
Well, come on with it. I want to hear what your thoughts are, because your two sons definitely aren't sandbagging right now. If anything, they're taking their nuts and laying it on the bumper decks of the other people in front of them and slapping them with them.
They're doing pretty well. Can't complain. I'm pretty proud of them, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But Caden ran the intermediate for a bit. Mason never did. He always went straight into pro, so it was a little different. But Caden ran intermediate for, I don't know, a year or two. Just to get confidence was nice. Like Chase mentioned last show, you can if somebody's dominating for a year in intermediate or whatever, open class, whatever, you know what I mean? I think that's fine. But if you're in there 2 years, 3 years winning, you know what I mean, then it gets a little bit maybe it's time to move up. But
little
I honestly
taboo.
really don't see that. If you look at, go ahead.
No, I just said it gets a little taboo in your 4th year of dominating intermediate.
Yeah, that's a little bit
Grading
rough.
class for that matter.
But you know what I mean? Everybody, any class, yeah. But anybody needs their year. You know what I mean? If you're in there for a year, I don't have a problem with it.
I agree with that. I think I've
But
always
I really-
told people that have
I
asked
don't even-
me when they should move up. I've always told them, like, have you won a race in the class that you're in yet? Like, have you won a wicked weekend in sportsman or intermediate? Then don't move up. Like, run that class until you've
Yeah.
accomplished something. But when you do and you feel like you've accomplished what your goals were set to be, move up and get faster.
100%. Which I don't see a problem in intermediate. There's really not really anybody dominating and staying there. I don't see. Maybe you guys do. I don't know. There's a lot of parity in there.
I agree. Sportsman was a little bit
But
weird
the
at
sportsman
Wicked.
class, I can see where that's the problem. You know what I mean? The
I mean-
sportsman to the intermediate level, that's what I see the problem.
Yeah, well, I mean that just proves that maybe they're close to being ready. There's always going to be, I mean, even down to rookie. There's always going to be rookies running sportsman times, sportsmen running intermediate times. There's going to be intermediates running pro times. It's all about who finishes that race. It doesn't matter how fast you are in qualifying or anything like that. The experience comes and the time to bump up comes when those guys are on that top step of the podium, top 3 steps of the podium, race after race after race after race.
Yeah,
100%. If you,
I'm sorry. Just to go back to like the whole ABA and ROAR situation, trying to have like a ranking system. My mind started thinking about iRacing and how, even though it's video game, very realistic video game, they have a system that that puts you in groups based on how you were or your results previously. So it's an algorithm that can be done pretty easily, I would assume. I'm not the guy to do it by any means, but I assume it can be done pretty easily.
yeah, I think it could be. Have you guys ever golfed? I know you guys aren't big golfers, but they do flights. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So everybody basically golfs in the same class, and then you don't really know the break where it's going to be, right? But the promoters kind of have a predetermined break. You know what I mean?
Of where
you're going to break out at.
Right, where you're going to go to the next day, basically from
class.
Go to Saturday.
Yeah, so essentially, instead, you would just do a break. For the promoter could say, okay, we're going to do the top 30 is going to be pro. Then 30 to 60 is going to be intermediate. You know what I mean? And then
Gotcha.
Something like that. And then that's your sportsman guys. And y'all qualify. And you don't really know what main you're going to be in, so you can't sandbag. So you want to do the best you can. And then to kind of make it fair, you just do a break, and it's predetermined.
So it's all one
That'd be kinda
class.
cool, too, another way to do
For
it.
instance, like Nitro Buggy, all one class. If there's 90 entries, the top 30 is pro, the mid 30 is intermediate, bottom 30 is sportsman.
Yeah. And then you don't really sandbag because you don't know exactly where that break's going to be. So they would deviate a little bit all the time,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
good.
you hear this, that a lot, like open
that'd be
qualifying and seeding kind of determines where everybody's going to end up. But at the same time, my take on that is you can't have Mayfield or your boys or anybody at that level qualifying with people that don't have the skill levels to keep it on the track or do anything like that that would screw up their qualifying.
Well, that's where seeding comes into play.
Yeah, seating's huge. I love races that have seating. Awesome.
It helps. I mean, even though if you have,
even
the
with
chances
seeding.
are a pro's going to have 1 out of every 20 races they go to, one bad one. So their seeding means, it gets them all racing together. They know how to race with each other. Definitely puts you with the level of talent that you kind of belong in.
Yeah. And I don't really see a problem with the pro class. Like if you look at the pro class, pretty much everybody belongs in there. They kind of sign up. Everybody that's in pro should be there. So it almost just needs to be between the sportsman and the intermediate. That's where I see the gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the times, the pro guys are in the classes they should be in.
I think it would be fine. Everything open and then pro. That would be fine for qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you just divide it there. Maybe if you want to split it to a sportsman level, you can split it somewhere in that.
Yeah, but at a local level, you're qualifying, depending on where you're at, you might be qualifying with, 3 dudes that just showed with their X Maxes.
Are race promoters going to not use the word sportsman and open or sportsman intermediate because they're afraid that they won't get as many because of the fact that they're all racing for 1 trophy instead of 2 trophies? Nationals is always pretty, especially in the A scale side of things. It's nitro, I should say. The fuel nets is always pretty guaranteed to be sold out. I mean, I know the last couple of years we've had a little bit of on and off, but it's always a good turnout. It's not 600 entries, but it's always a good turnout, and everyone's racing each other heads up. There's no parity in what class you belong in. Like when will that become a thing, or will it ever? Has that ship sailed because people want to, race for trophies versus just see where they fit in?
Man, my opinion is people want that long mane and the trophy and the podium, so that's why they're doing it. You know what I mean? So if they can find a way to get into that, that's why AMS is cool. Everybody gets the long mane,
Yeah.
But I guess you still don't get the trophy and the podium. Everyone wants that trophy and podium pick. Seems like.
I don't know. I mean, this conversation,
sandbagging, I guess.
I don't think there's any way for this conversation to ever freaking end until
well,
you know what I mean. It's never going to end. Like we're just beating dead horses with all this shit. Go race RC cars, have
Right.
fun, and who gives a shit until somebody like Roar can come up with this ranking system. People can follow it, and people can lay where they lie. Until something like that happens, till we have a holy grail of exactly how it should go down, and everybody can follow that. This conversation, I'm honestly just fucking done with this. The whole thing with all the classes, and all this sandbagging and all this shit. I really am, man. It's like you just go around in circles. Doesn't matter. Everybody's got their opinion, and it never freaking ends.
That's why I'm so glad when the boys just both go pro, because then I don't have to worry about it. Just, hey,
Right.
man, you go compete the best against the best, and then whatever happens, man. You just want to make that A.
Exactly.
Get in the show, and then.
I've always felt like
awesome,
if I got beat by somebody who was so much better than me that they could have finished way up in the class above me, then that's on them. I mean, I don't care if I bring home plastic or anything. There's a couple trophies out there I'd love to have. I mean, who wouldn't want to have one of those Psycho Nitro winner trophies, or the Masters of Dirt trophies? Like there's a few trophies I think that are really cool out there. A lot of people, most of us give out plaques for our regular races. So for me, I'm not, I'd rather win a championship of a point series over a win in most cases, but obviously there's some marquee wins that you would love to have. I don't care if I get beat by somebody who's way better than me that belongs in pro and I'm in intermediate, but that's on them. They have to live with the fact that they knew they were going to be miles ahead better than me and everybody else. If that's what they're going to do. I don't care what they do.
Okay, so look at this scenario. Okay, just from Wicked. Imagine this was intermediate, and Seth Van Dalen had a standout race, right? He hasn't been up there in a really, really long time. Imagine if Seth was just a no-name dude in the intermediate class, and all of a sudden he had this badass race. He would be the talk of the town if he was in sportsman or intermediate, because he just had this breakout freaking awesome race. People would be up in arms with how fast he was driving and how ahead of the game he was than sportsman intermediate. Right. That's how this shit works, dude. People talk shit on these guys that just have a good damn race.
Exactly.
It'll never.
I think people are worried about the wrong stuff. I think they need to worry about themselves. They need to go there for the right reasons, which is either if you're a pro and you're making money, you go there to win. If you're not, then you go there to have fun. And if you don't go there to have fun, then what the hell are you doing this for? Seriously. It's expensive. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. Even the pro guys got to have fun, dude. If you're not having fun, it's not.
Absolutely.
Little money they're making it worth it either. So.
Absolutely. They have to have fun.
So what do you?
I had a ton of fun.
The subject to Brazil. What do you guys think about Brazil?
That's a good point.
There you go, Mike. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I was kind of going to a dark spot right there. I was kind of getting mad. I think
What do you guys
Brazil,
think of the world's being in Brazil?
dude. I think Brazil is probably one of the raddest places to go skateboard in the world. I don't know how it is for RC. I haven't really dove into it too much.
You've been to Brazil?
I haven't been there, but I mean, dude, like there has been so many like cool skateboarding videos and parts, and some of the best skateboarders to ever come from skateboarding have come from Brazil. Bob Burnquist, just to say the most popular one, he's from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah, he's Brazilian. So, and there's a bunch of other street skaters that aren't as mainstream, but dude, there's so many that come from Brazil. So,
a lot of the PBR guys that are badasses are from Brazil.
I mean, maybe they come from a hard country, but
yeah,
it might be hard there, but it's also freaking beautiful and somewhere you should go. You know, I'm
excited.
I don't know if the spot is semi-touristy or what kind of where this thing is at, but I think if it's in a semi-touristy spot, nobody should have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go just for the vacation side of things, visit a new country. I've heard that that part of Sao Paulo and all they take pretty good care of you there. There's other parts of Brazil that are very dangerous, and you need to be a little bit more concerned. But from what I understand, from what people have told me, and this is me just talking secondhand, no firsthand experience. The main thing we have to worry about going there is not getting extorted to blackmailed for our luggage. Like we got to make sure that we have our luggage there and taken care of by somebody. There's people there that take care of that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing that I know about it, but I'm looking forward to going just because it's a place I've always wanted to go to. And I love tropical rainforesty type areas. So I'm looking forward to it. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I heard do not take your cell phone out in public. I heard don't take your cell phone out in public.
Really?
It will get jacked.
I heard that about Spain too, though.
Like keep your bling down.
I mean, I could drive 30 or 40 miles to LA and those same rules apply.
Same way.
It just sucks you're in a different country.
Yeah, that's the big thing is they've got you by the balls over there.
Yeah. Be smart. If it's sketchy, be smart. Go to the first gift shop, buy yourself a knife.
That's funny.
I don't know, man. I'm going to freaking Egypt next year for a couple weeks, and that's sketchy as shit. But it's also awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mike, I'm so glad you called. What are you doing up so late, man? And past your bedtime? It's got to be like 8:11 or something.
Dude, it's 10 o'clock. Holy crap. Yeah, it's a little bit. Well, actually, I'm behind you guys. You guys are 11 right now, right?
Well, I am. Chase is like
Chase.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock here. We're good.
My wife's asleep. Chase's wife's waiting for him, probably naked, and your wife is probably wondering why you're still up.
I usually go better than 11. I gotta get another good hour on me, but yeah, I usually go better about 11.
Nice. Mike, love what you do, man. You raised some really fine boys, man.
You did.
They're doing great.
For all those people that don't know Mike Fuller, his boys are Mason and Caden, and they're very good kids. Mike's a rad dude. They have a whole badass RC family. There's a few of them out there, and they're one of them. So I'm glad that you actually listened to us in our bullshit banter and just hanging out.
Yeah, man. Good times. I always listen to all the podcasts and whatnot. I'm gonna do it. So.
That's awesome.
Killer, man. And we watch your lives too.
All right,
your drive home lives are always good.
Yes, keep them coming.
We didn't do one last time. I was too tired, but yeah, I'll try to keep doing them. Yeah, they're good times. Last dude, the Wicked wore us out, dude. We were like, our butts were kicked on the way home from that one, but
I believe it.
We got up at that was a 15-hour drive, so we got up at 5 in the morning to beat the traffic. It was real brutal. So we were all just spent. So I didn't do one on the way home from that one, but
oof.
Yeah, we'll try to do more when we're on the road.
Well, we appreciate you. It's always good seeing you.
Long day.
And
awesome,
man.
Mike.
Well,
Thanks
you guys
for
get back
tuning in,
at it.
dude.
Yeah, no problem. You guys keep up the good work, dude.
Thanks,
Keep
Mike.
those
Later,
RC
Mike.
needs
Hope
and
to see you
stuff,
soon.
Peace out. Yep. Peace
You're
out,
the
guys.
man. Peace, Mike. Well,
All
damn,
right.
Chase. It's a good person to end it on.
Yeah, it was.
That was good people, good conversations. I have no idea. John from Arizona has really
Lost his luster.
yes, that's a good way of
I
putting
think he's
it.
lost his luster, and he needs to do something to get me intrigued again. Because I mean, I don't even. I think we might, maybe one more call with this guy, and
I'm gonna tell Robert like he's gonna have to start screening his calls if he can't come through with something better than tonight. Because I expected a good laugh, and all I got was a lot of heartburn.
questions.
Yeah, I didn't.
We got more questions. So, John, you got one more shot,
Yeah,
and you will be blocked from the Wheel and Trigger Podcast live show.
which you won't notice it now, but later in life you're gonna truly regret that.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, may the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, don't let your meatloaf. Thank for watching. Yeah, time to go to bed.
Oh, by the way, 110th Nats, Dirt Nats this weekend. Gonna be rad. Sean Harding worked his balls off. I wish I was gonna be there. Very upset I'm not. That is probably the biggest regret of the year for me at this point. And in 2 weeks, Mugen Challenge.
Mugen Challenge, LCRC.
Mugen Challenge at LCRC. We will be on after, so we'll be on the Tuesday after the Mugen Challenge, and then the week after that is RC Pro-Am. We'll talk more about that the next show. But hell yeah,
Right on. Lots
Thanks,
going
Jace.
on. Man, that was a
It's-
good show. Lots of interaction, lots of rad stuff. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Brent. That was good shit. And I've got to pee again, for fuck's sake.
God, dog it, y'all. Peace.
Good night.